Hello, I'm Liliana Velasquez, and I welcome you all to Slippery People, where we start interviewing all of our guests from Sunday Slips throughout the years. My first guest I'm so delighted to have with us is Dee Maroney.
Hi.
Hi. Otherwise known as the Growler.
Well, it's not the Growler. Her name is Growler.
Oh.
She doesn't have a...
She doesn't have a
preposition. Is it a preposition?
But she's got pronouns.
She has pronouns.
She, ge. Well, that's a pleasure you made it.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a bit of a mission to get here today.
Yeah, I love how Berlin is creative with street names.
What happened?
It repeats themselves so much, you know. So you go to the wrong address and you feel like...
Same street name, different neighborhood.
Yeah, same number, same everything.
So would you say the character Growler that I got to get very close to and involved with in performances, did this character come from your drawings and your sketches?
It came from, actually, a friend of mine has an online magazine called The Wild Word, and she supports kind of artists who are not, writers and artists who are not really known. She gives a platform for that. She's a real curator with heart. Really high quality work, and she asked me would I be an agony ant.
An agony ant.
So Growler started off as an agony ant. She was a drawing originally of a vagina dentata, and I thought, imagine if your old granny vagina could talk, your old granny vulva could talk, what would she say to you? What advice would she give? Yeah. And I kept Growler secret.
Make sure I've got the agony, like
Yeah, like an agony. But these agony.
I love the name. I've never heard it before.
We don't have this in it, like where you'd write in problems into a newspaper.
Dear agony ant.
Or dear whoever, dear Growler. My boyfriend sucks or whatever, or doesn't suck.
What do I do?
Whatever.
Don't suck it.
Yeah, basically. Basically.
This evening, it's my pleasure to have with me Dima Watermelon.
Yes, that's right.
Is that your real last name?
It's not real. It's translated into English.
Translated from what?
From Russian. So my actual surname is Arbuzin.
Arbuzin?
Yes.
That's how you say watermelon in Russian?
Arbuz means watermelon, and in is just the ending that identifies that it's a surname. Oh. Right. So Arbuz was my nickname since 4 years old. And all my friends back in Ukraine, they call me Arbuz. Even my mom sometimes calls me.
So like when you were growing up, they're like, what's up, watermelon?
Yeah. So it's my identity. No, seriously, I like Arbuz. It was, even some of my good friends don't know my real name. So that's how common it used to be. But then since I moved out of Ukraine, it doesn't made any sense. But then since I started doing comedy, I was like, okay, because Dima Arbuz, it's hard to pronounce. It sounds like booze. It sounds like something negative.
It does.
Yeah, so Arbuz, it doesn't make much.
Sounds like it's missing something.
Yeah, it doesn't give you a context. So I was thinking about it for like a couple of years. Then okay, watermelon, this is who I'm at.
It was brilliant. Now I never forget your name.
Exactly, and it's fun. It gives you already something to expect. Watermelon. Why wouldn't you want to go see Dima Watermelon to perform?
I met you at a gig at a club you were hosting, and my opera burlesque troupe was performing.
Yes, I remember now.
Yeah, and
it was a club. It was like
it was a real club, and then the person had hired drag queens and other performers, and you were hosting the night. And I remember talking to you after our show and just really liking your vibe and your energy, and hoping that we could become friends. And it took a little while, but
you stalked me. Well, maybe we have to bring that monologue back and edit it so that she doesn't die, but she just turns 40. Career's over.
Yeah, career starts.
Right?
I don't know. I feel ready now. I feel like I processed stuff.
And as we said before, if you use the vanity filter, we could still play those younger roles.
Yeah, I think I can look 20.
Like Grease Lightning, Grease the movie. They were all 40s.
Less lightning.
More arthritis.
And I remember coming to Sunday Slips and feeling like one of the Muppets in the Peanut Gallery. One of the two old men that sit up in the balcony and talk trash about everybody the whole time. I definitely felt that about myself. I learned that in that environment at Sunday Slips, where it's like, if you pause too long, I'm going to start making jokes
About
from the
you.
front row. So then I remember having to like gradually sit further and further back in the room to eventually where I'm in the other room because I cannot help but Peanut Gallery, because it's just, humor's such a part of conversation for me. That's always, so yeah, definitely Sunday Slips was pretty immediately like a really fun place to go.
Last year I worked on a Hollywood
I mean, didn't
production.
they tell you not to talk to the actors?
They always tell me the same. I always end up being
Pero
friends
no me
with
importa,
actors.
no
I
me
don't care.
importa,
I
no me
don't
importa,
care.
no me importa, no me importa.
The rule on set is don't talk to the talent, don't touch the talent. And the time that I work on Matrix, I ended up having
name dropping.
Name dropping. I'm gonna drop a big name right here, Keanu Reeves. I was just like having a cigarette outside, and he came out, and I was like, you know what? It was.
Wait,
one
that needs a leg change. Did you say
yes,
Keanu Reeves?
I did. I was talking to a friend the other day because Mika's my daughter. You know.
Yes, I do, but they don't. Now they do.
I have a baby. She's 1.5 years old. She's gonna be 2 in a few months. She's getting very braggy with me about how her.
Does she say, Daddy does Matrix, Daddy does Matrix?
No, not even. But she comes home talking about how everybody in the kita knows how to go to the toilet. And she's like, Marcus Toilette. But it's like super braggy the way she talks to me. Like,
Are you not
Marcus
doing it right?
Toilette. It's like, Marcus Toilette. And I'm like, bitch, I know Keanu Reeves. What the fuck are you talking to me about?
And for the world, Mary Love Magic. She is a performance artist, magician, clown, actress, dancer, contortionist. I don't know. There's a lot you do.
And I love explosions.
She does.
Yeah, I do.
Which is always a surprise when you have to clean up.
And when the online thing happened, it's just great. I mean, it was just like a baptism of fire. But you did it. And I love those early ones.
We try to forget about our live streaming.
I watched it. I loved it. It was this space. I mean, it was like an incubator, and you did it. You know, you stepped up and you did it in that time where you had to learn like how much technical stuff did you learn?
I don't think I learned anything. I think I learned to have professionals help me out.
Yeah.
And I'm curious as to how you have grown in the past few years, because then the pandemic hit when you had just begun pursuing stand-up comedy. So during those lockdown moments, what did you do to continue your inspiration as a comedian or pursuing comedy as a path?
Lockdown was a bit harsh for everyone who could
it was wonderful. I felt great.
Perform in art. So it was a break, but it was, I feel like looking backwards, it was a healthy break because it gives you some time to think about, is it what you want to do?
But you had a few life changes during the pandemic. Didn't you get married?
Yeah, I got married as well. So that was a big one. And now, my wife is a bit terrified that she's married to a comedian. She thought that she thought that she's getting married to a software developer because this was a sell. So now it's a bit awkward for everyone, but you know.
Our family is like, what? He's a what?
And now even when I think about Grella, when I step out of it and I look back or I look at it, I forget how confronting she is.
Yeah.
Like a vulva is a very confronting thing, really.
It's the biggest vulva I've seen.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
She can hold a lot in there. Yeah. Tea bags, dildos, rosary beads.
Rosary beads.
It's all in there.
So for our audience abroad and people who don't know Diva Deluscious, can you describe your art form?
No. I'm terrible.
Welcome to Slippery People, Kate.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
What a surprise.
Surprise,
Yay.
yeah. Last minute.
Yeah,
Hi, I'm
everybody
here.
else was planned.
You were the accident child.
You were the accident child. You're like Keanu Toilette.
And if you want to learn something about this conversation, is don't ever call your daughter a bitch. It's really bad.
Because then she starts saying the word.
Yes.
At
yes.
Kita.
Oh my God. It's been fun to watch Mika say fuck on the Kita. I'm sorry. Can we swear here?
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, and they have been like talking to me like, you might want to watch
The language
what you
in front of
say
your
in front
child.
of the child. I was like, why?
you're
She's
like-
only like 1.5. I was like, well, she did say fuck the other day here, and we were like, did you mean no? It's like most adorable fuck ever.
At least she didn't say it in German. Fick dich.
Okay, I think that if I teach her to say that, that will get me in trouble with the people in the school.
And I was, Sammy's getting
Sammy, come here.
Sammy's getting antsy. Go to Auntie Lily. Yeah.
Okay. I learned that I was muted most of the time. I gave really long monologues that nobody heard, and they were brilliant. Brilliant.
Hey guys, welcome to Slippery People. My name is Quentin Kelly Stevenson. Sunday Slips, if you know what it is, you know where you saw me or you saw me around. I've been playing music for a long time, artists for a long time. And yeah, we share the stage with the rest of the humans around us. And hopefully you like what you hear.
Sunday Slips, it's such a gem it's such a unique place in a Berlin comedy scene. I feel that, it's not that it's the most safe. I feel that it's one of the most safest environment to do comedy. And
I hope so. I mean, but it's also quite like it's a weird safe. I mean, because we allow comics to and performers and poets. I don't censor any of the performers, and we have a very woke audience in Berlin. So I often woke audience. Sorry.
Got separated and then divorced and decided time to start anew in the city of eternal youth and Peter Pan syndrome, Berlin.
Berlin is better than a facelift.
But you will age here.
Unless, of course, you use Berlin as your rehab. Because the quality of drugs is not that good.
I wouldn't know. I didn't do drugs before coming to Berlin.
Only pharmaceuticals.
But it doesn't mean we love you any less. I have to say these things. My therapist is it's important for me to maintain a certain level of self-esteem.
Sorry, I've been told to undress by my crew.
Oh.
When they're asking, you shall receive. Hi. I like that you are saying that, because one of the things that I'm part of a theater company called the Theater of Others, and I trained with them back in New York City, and I recently became a member of their theater company. And one of the things that we practice a lot is the importance of the audience. And that's you out there in our live stream audience, in our digital audience, and in public, in the actual space. Because without you, we're not really connecting. And it's so important to listen to our audience and to find those pockets of diversity within the audience and find the unity. And we all come from different walks of life. So I learn from my audience a lot more than I learn from myself often. You know, that's why when we bomb in comedy, you learn a lot, because you learn from the audience that shit don't work.
And feel like there was this nice social, comedic discourse, whether you were on stage or off stage or backstage. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I feel like I need a few more months for all her teeth come out.
I don't know what that means.
You know, the teeth, they're not born with teeth, which is really stupid. Why wouldn't babies be born with teeth?
Just save your nipples.
Yeah, but you know, if they were born with teeth, they wouldn't have to suck the blood out of me.
Next year, I want to try comedy, maybe not full time, but much like reduce my.
What does your wife think about that?
She's not. She's,
No.
It's a bit awkward at home. It's like, okay, I want to be a comedian. All right. So, but also my mom. It was just recently because I did this like stand-up TV show in Romania.
Oh yes, I've heard about this competition.
So yes, they run like kind of voice or X Factor style stand-up.
But it was in English?
Yeah, you can perform in English, but it's in Romanian TV, and you compete with other comedians from Romania
Who speak Romanian to the audience that laughs.
Yes, but serious audience is like paid audience who like TV shows, so they put laughter on track afterwards. So it's not a real. It's
You
like,
hear a laughter track when you're on stage?
No.
You hear silence.
You perform to dead, to dead crowds. This was one of most horrific experiences I had as a performer, especially because they have this. They don't see you as a judge. They were judges, they were like legends of Romanian stand-up TV, and they don't see you like in voice.
Legends of Romanian stand-up, only known in Romania.
Exactly.
Very close. I even remember in 1998, I was doing a hip hop show playing a after party for a De La Soul concert, and Dave Chappelle got on stage with us and started rapping jokes. And that was so much like a really common thing back then, that you could either be a funny rapper or you could be a battle rapper, like really aggressive and serious, or super metaphorical and deep. Like there was all these spaces.
Or now, mumble rapper.
Exactly.
That is part of the thing people don't realize. Like touring is difficult, and it's not always glamorous, and it is draining. And it's like, that stage time does give us a lot of energy, but getting into the airport and the shitty hotel or the B&B that doesn't have the door open yet, and you have to wait.
Don't spoil it. Don't ruin it for me. I still have this fantasies, romanticizing. I'm going to be on road, but
we're going to have a tour van.
Yeah, tour van and groupies and everyone. That's the lifestyle. I'm thinking about what to do, like online, maybe sketches, maybe everything.
Sketches are fun. I love that.
But it's much more production quality. So that's why everyone goes with crowd work.
Just to let you know, here at Wave.Studios, we have an amazing green screen for some great sketches.
No, this looks good. This tree is nice.
Dima, you're a masochist. The Ukrainian side is showing.
Yeah, we can take abuse.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember I did what I now know is a no-go. I wrote you before. I was like, hey, I would like to perform later.
And what did I say?
Nothing. You didn't respond. So I was like, I just go there and just check it out.
Yes, I like that.
You can tell. I mean, look at you.
I told you I found this dress on the street.
Yeah.
Berlin,
amazing.
Your garbage is my gold.
I think I would have done well under communism.
I was going to say.
I think I would have done. I would have gone to the factory and then I'd have
been
come
naked
home
at the park.
and then been naked at the park. Yeah, I think I would be down for that.
Well.
Yeah. Bring back Soviet communism. That's not what I want, is it? I don't know. That's not normal for like a comedian to say. I'd like to be in the house not saying what I really think. But paid a wage, a guaranteed wage. That was the point.
Yeah, so I made a little bit of money because they bought the pitch idea. They gave me some money, which was like, what, $10,000?
Pero eso fue en pesos. They
Yeah.
paid you in dollars in Colombia?
No,
they,
in pesos.
so tell the world how much $10,000 is in pesos.
Ooh, how much was it back then? It was like, I don't know.
Es un millonario.
It was nothing. I
It
came
was
to
nothing,
Europe.
but it was like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Oh yeah, it was a
0,
lot
0,
of
0, 0, 0.
zeros in Colombia, and then I was like, I'm gonna go to Europe,
And then it
he was
became
like,
euros. It was like, ooh, you have 20 euros. You have 20 euros.
It didn't last that long
The
in Europe.
exchange rate is da-da-da, and we're taking 10% of that.
Oh yes, that's
Here's
the other
20
part.
euros.
That's the other part. I didn't land in Spain. I landed in Copenhagen. Of all
Oh no,
places.
you broke, bitch.
It was just like, oh my God, you can. It's the same way you can feel like moisture abandoning your body here in Europe when it's like minus degrees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can feel money abandoning.
Oh yeah, my parents were like, we want to send you some money, but we don't want to pay the fees, and then the rate from pesos to dollar to euros. So we're gonna buy you Bitcoin. And I'm like, huh? I was like, then I'm never gonna get it. Like I'm never gonna get it.
And I'm gonna lose it. And I'm gonna lose it in 2023.
Well, now it's gone. Now it's like they sent a some amount, and now it's like you have 18 cents. I'm like, huh? And my final question for you is, if you could give younger you advice, what would it be?
Don't study graphic design and be an artist. Like, seriously, I love teaching, but it would be that. It would be draw. I stopped drawing at one point. And that's why I say to people now, follow your heart's desire. I thought, like, yeah, I'll follow my heart's desire eventually. I'm lucky. I'm a late bloomer and I got there. I feel like I'm already there because that's what I want to do. That's what I would say, is follow your heart's desire.
My younger self, I would give advice to not
Baby
to,
watermelon.
Baby
What would you tell?
live creative lifestyle, because I think this
Leave or leave?
is live, not live, but
Live.
live
Okay.
creative and pursue more creative lifestyle. And whatever creativity you have in you, you need to nurture that, and because it's really fulfilling. Because I think growing up back in Ukraine, it was not really an option. It's like
To be an artist?
To be an artist, it's not even discussed what.
Oh no, being a comedian is not an option. That's
Yeah,
a
but being
like-
even an artist, like unless you're really gifted and talented, and parents see you from 4 years old, like especially finding your creativity or connecting with your creativity even in more like grown up age after. Which is 20 in Ukraine.
Oh, there's so much advice I wish I could have given myself, but I know that I
Listen to your tarot cards, bitch.
Yeah.
Listen to your tarot cards.
I mean, the thing about like looking back is like I wasn't ready to receive that advice.
This is
I had to go through a lot and do a lot of therapy and just have a lot of life lessons to evolve to the point where I could be in tune with myself enough to actually follow what felt right, kind of to my aura, to who I am, as opposed to doing something more ego-driven that I thought I should be doing.
Don't freak out. Keep on going. Never stop.
All right. Don't freak out. That's a good one. Don't freak out. As I have a panic attack just thinking about those words.
Yeah, no, it was very hard at first to start. So I was really scared about everything. So really.
How did you start managing these nerves? This is great advice for other artists or up and coming artists.
Alcohol at first. It's not the best
Not the best advice.
Might not work for you. Might ruin your life. But no, it did help to get over some shyness,
First of all, chill. Just take a fucking breath. If it's not happening, then it will happen later.
Slow down, chica. Slow down.
Exactly.
Volumes. I think the first thing I would tell myself is that my circle of friends does not regulate my range of expression.
Young Carlito.
I will definitely tell young Carlita to get help.
I'm sorry.
Like psychological help.
What will I tell her? It's okay to be a freak, maybe.
It's okay to be a freak.
Trust more in that you don't need to fit in with it.
What would I tell younger Kay? Don't give that man any attention. Don't date him. Leave sooner. He's not worth it. I don't know. I live a bit of a weird life. I'm quite nomadic, and I kind of left and went to Berlin, and then I lived in India, and then I'm always like going off places. When I look at other people's lives, I'm like quite happy that I'm living my life. Other people are living really boring lives.
Check out her YouTube channel.
And sometimes me. But I don't know. I do feel the fear, and I do it anyway, but sometimes it takes me a while to like do the thing. I would just be like, keep doing the thing. Working is hard under capitalism. Actually, no, I need to go back to the previous answer. you don't waste your youth on trying to be an independent woman. Marry rich. Because there's a recession coming and I hate having to work for my own money. It sucks. So yeah, no, scratch that. Don't try and be an independent person.
You know, there's sugar mama and sugar daddy. I think that there should be a sugar they, them.
Sugar they, them. Yeah.
I just want to remind everyone that you can catch any of these artists and many more, and you can also join our family by coming to Sunday Slips, where you can show up to sign up. Don't fucking message me.
Sunday Slips, people showing up to sign.